Hey, Flyers fans, welcome to Hat Tricks on Official Flyers podcast. I'm Rick Mullen. I'll be your host today, and we are going to recap the game last night from the Carolina Hurricanes and the Philadelphia Flyers. And hey, the Flyers made the playoffs. Look at that. Look at that. The Flyers made the playoffs. Flyers win 3-2 in a shootout. Crazy game, and let's talk about it for a few minutes. So, let's go over stats real quick. Carolina had 26 shots to Philadelphia's 23 shots. Carolina had 27 hits to Philadelphia's 32 hits. Carolina had 4 penalty minutes to Philadelphia's 2 penalty minutes. Flyers at the faceoff dot were really strong last night. They had a 66% at the faceoff dot to 34% for the Hurricanes. And, going into this game, Flyers needed this game pretty badly. We didn't want to wait till the last night to actually, get that win we needed to get into the playoffs. And, looking at it, Carolina and Rod Brind'Amour really helped the Flyers out here. At least that's what we thought. He sat a lot of people. He sat Jordan Staal, Sebastian Aho, Seth Jarvis, Andrei Svechnikov. You look at that lineup and you think, okay, the Flyers are going to come in here and do really well. And that game was tight. That game was really tight. The Flyers definitely could have lost that game. It was 2-0, Carolina after the first period. Flyers were looking okay. I mean, they were getting around. They were getting down there. They were getting some shots, but they just couldn't sink them. And, you see Carolina go up by 2 goals after the first period, and you think, man, this is a really hard game. And it's funny because you think, hey, they take out all these stars. It should be a different game. It should be a little easier of a game. But in reality, they had like 4 check-in lines out there that worked their tails off, hitting everything that moved and skating hard, playing defense. So, the Flyers were playing against like 4 top lines of grinders. And, it was a hard fought game. We jump out into the second period and around the 7:57 mark, Matvei Mishkov, he sinks a goal from Denver Barkey and Noah Cates. So we finally get on the board. Really good to see Matvei get another goal. He's been really consistent lately, and we need him to be. We need these guys to be firing on all cylinders going into the playoffs here. At the 10:30 mark of the second period, we had Trevor Zegras score from Porter Martone and Tyson Forster. So that ties the game 2-2. We roll out into the third period, and there's no goals by either side. And here we are. We're like going into overtime. And all right, this is one of those things where we're going to end up getting 1 point, and we're going to have to hope, maybe that's all we need to get into playoffs. That 1 point if Columbus wins, tonight against the Capitals, but we didn't need it. We go throughout overtime. There's no goal scored, and we go to the shootout. And the shootout was it was a tough shootout. Nobody scored. And we went through Trevor Zegras and Matvei Mishkov and Travis Konechny. So we went through 3 shooters who didn't score. Finally, we get to Tyson Forster, and Tyson goes in and he absolutely rips a wrist shot, beating Busey on the right-hand side, going top shelf. Really good shot by Tyson. All the other ones tried like little moves, tried to beat him, and couldn't beat him. So Tyson made a good decision by firing that puck. And then here we go again. Rod Brind'Amour threw the Flyers a bone. No doubt about this. Can't prove it, but I'm saying it. Rod sends out a rookie and 2 defensemen to take the shootout attempts. A rookie and 2 defensemen, who really haven't ever scored. I don't think all 3 of them have scored a goal this year in a shootout. So he handed the Flyers every opportunity to win, like it or not, agree with it or not, I should say. I think Rod did the Flyers a solid, and he gave them every opportunity to win this game. And the Flyers thankfully did. They made the playoffs. At the end of that game, it was really nice to see Dan Vladar was going crazy. He's standing up like head and shoulders higher, taller than everybody on the ice. They all jump him. The Flyers are surrounding him. They're freaking out, partying. They were so happy. And Vladar's got his arms up straight in the air, looking up into the sky, like pumping his arms. And he's head and shoulders taller than everybody. It was crazy. It was a crazy celebration. You could see how excited he was, the rest of the team was. And, I am really thankful this team made the playoffs. I want to see what they can do, and now they're going to go and have one more game tonight. I'm not sure if what it's going to look like. I'm not sure if they're going to play everybody or sit some people, but we have a couple guys banged up that could probably use a rest. Like I know it looks like Tippett had a really hard game last night. He took a couple shots. Um, Gardner Hathaway, TK's been sore all year. David Jiricek, he was called up yesterday, and I think we're going to see David Jiricek tonight play his first NHL game with the Flyers. So looking forward to that. We're definitely going to watch that game, see who they play, who they bring up, and who they give shots to. Really cool to see the Flyers finally make the playoffs, and they earned it. They really did. They played so hard since that Olympic break. They came in, they took care of business. I think they had the one of the best streaks in the NHL over the last 13 games, winning streaks. So kudos to the Flyers. Kudos to Tocchet for making adjustments. Kudos for Tocchet for putting the right people in. And, kudos to our goalies, our team for doing whatever they had to do to get us into the playoffs. I'm excited. I can't wait to see it round. It's going to be against the Pittsburgh Penguins, our arch enemies, our rivals, and God knows what that's going to look like. You were going in against a team that's very vet heavy. They have a lot of experience. They had a good season this year where no one thought they were going to. Hopefully the Flyers can match that veteran presence with some young speed, and we'll see how it goes. But there are always battles with Pittsburgh, and usually every puck bounce seems to go their way. It doesn't even look like they're doing anything, and they're just standing there, and bam, the puck will bounce somewhere right to Sid, who's wide open in front of an open net, and he stuffs a goal. So they have a lot of skill on that team. I really feel like they have a lot of luck on that team as well. Those guys just know where to be, and that puck just seems to always find them. So I hope it's a good series. I hope the Flyers really take it to them. I believe it's Sunday that they're going to start. I think. We'll update more after probably tonight's game. We'll do a little review on how the team looked tonight after that big win. But anyhow, great game last night. Flyers made the playoffs. Flyers win 3-2. First playoff since the bubble. First real playoffs in a long time. So good luck to the Flyers. Hopefully they can win a round. Would love to see them take out Pittsburgh. And we will do a recap again after tonight's game.